of the week, ladies and gentlemen. As we continue our Public Safety Week, I am being joined by one of LaGrange firefighters. I would like to introduce to you Lieutenant Caleb Harrison. Lieutenant, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Well, it's good to sit down with you guys and ladies that are in our public service arena and just say thank you, first of all, for the services that you all provide to the citizens of LaGrange. Knowing that that's a pretty, task that most people would not want to take on, especially talking about going into a burning building or car accidents. And I'm sure that you share a couple of stories with us, if you don't mind, as we talk along here. But before we get into that, Caleb, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Lieutenant Caleb Harrison. I've been with the department for over 18 years now.
Wow.
Currently, I'm an admin working with the training division. Before that, I was in charge of a truck for the last 12 or 13 years.
Wow, okay, all right. 18 years with the City of LaGrange.
Yes, sir.
The City of LaGrange is a great place to work, isn't it?
Yes, it
Just
is.
talk about, I think about when I started out in 1988, might have been before your time, but it's been a wonderful place to work. You have a great group of people that to work with, and I heard you say you were over a truck. Talk a little bit about the experience on operating or running the truck, if you don't mind.
Okay, it's it comes with a little rank and it's a little more responsibility, so you're responsible for the truck, everything that goes on with it, and all the people that are on it. So responding to emergency calls, which there's a wide array of what we respond to. There's no way to say, hey, this is the calls that you're going to respond to today. So it's kind of one of those things where you have to be adaptable and learn to take your situation and make the best of it, and then try to problem solve all day long, basically. It's some unorthodox things that you run across, but problem solving and teamwork are the big characteristics of what makes that dynamic work on a truck.
Absolutely, teamwork. You said, it's so important. I know a lot of times, we have gone to one of the stations throughout our community. There's the kitchen area, there's kind of like the recreation area. How important is that when you guys there in the fire stations?
Well, it's very important. We spend a third of our adult lives up there, so we work 24 on and 48 off, and so that's a second home to us. So having those places to have fellowship and recreate and sit down and eat a meal, it's very important, and we take pride in the stations, and we treat it like we would our own home, because when we leave, another family comes in the next day, and then another family comes in the next day, and so we try to take pride in everything we have and respect everybody that's there, and really just treat it like another home.
Yeah, and it gives you that feel too of home. And,
right.
I know there's some pretty good cooks in the fire department.
There are some good cooks.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about, now you're in administration. Talk a little bit about your roles there in administration, if you don't mind.
Okay, I'm helping with the training division right now. We've got a lot of classes going on and a lot of things on the schedule, and so I'm helping them fulfill all the things we need for our people that need training every day. In addition to the new classes that we're putting on, and letting outside people from other agencies come in to get these knowledge and certifications. So I'm just kind of helping them because they have a lot on them right now.
Okay. You and I were talking before we came on. I was in training down in the police department before I moved up to City Hall, and that is very important because I was looking at you all's website. The fire department has over 20,000 hours of training, and that is so vitally important that our law enforcement and firefighters continually to get training, become CEUs in the police department.
Right.
But it's so helpful, and it just speaks volume to the department itself. And so I commend you guys on doing that, and I know that's a lot of weight on your shoulder to make sure that people are properly trained correctly, though.
Right.
Now, Caleb, we're here today to talk about something that everybody can get involved in, and unfortunately hadn't taken place since 2019 due to COVID happening in 2020, and then you guys didn't do it in 2021, and that's the annual Citizens Day. Talk a little bit about that for me, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. This is the 9th year that we've done the Citizens Day, and it's just a day where we can get out and interact with the community. Usually when we see them, it's either on an emergency call or in a more professional setting, whether it's a tour or a school visit. And so this is a good way for us to interact with the community on a personal level. Okay. We're doing a lot of things that would interest them to try to get them in there, and just they're the reason that we have a job is to do things for them, to protect them and serve them, and so having that relationship is a big thing for us. So it's a time they can kind of get to know us as people. We've got a lot of events set up that they would enjoy. We've got obstacle course for the kids. We've got fire truck rides. We got a number of things that are educational and also fun. We'll have the fire safety house, which teaches good habits on crawling low under smoke and what to do if you hear a smoke alarm and things like that. So we've thrown some educational things in, and we also have some things that should be really fun for the whole family.
Very good. Now, and you say this is the 9th year that you all have had the Citizen Day, or will be hosting the Citizen Day. What brought about wanting to do this, other than the relationships? What was it that you wanted to get across, or the message conveyed to the community? What is the message there?
Well, it's they had done it back in the 90s, and then somehow kind of it had been pushed by the wayside, and we wanted to get back to doing it, just so we could really have a connection with the citizens, so they could see us, get to know us, we could get to know them, just kind of building a relationship with the people that we're here to serve, and then give them a chance to see some of the things that we do on a daily basis. So we'll have firefighter demonstrations, we'll have people rappelling off the top of the tower truck. We'll have busted hose competitions, just to kind of show them some of the skills that we've acquired through our training and through our careers. And you know, we'll have our normal things. Brett Whaley will be making balloon animals with Twisted Tails balloons. So we'll have just different things for them to come and just be around us and be involved in.
Very good. And, you know, you're talking about the relationships and building those relationships, and hopefully it might even work as a recruitment tool for someone that may have been thinking about going into firefighting. And will anybody get an opportunity to put on the gear? Because I noticed that to put on that full gear. Talk about that just a little bit, if you don't mind.
Right. We've got some children's sets of gear that they'll wear or have the opportunity to wear if they choose to in the obstacle course. And then we'll also have our gear out there. And if somebody wants to put it on, I'm sure that people would be glad to set it out there and let them try it on and let them feel the weight of the pack, and you know, let them get the whole experience. Yeah,
that's no joke, is it? I mean, once you put on all that gear, right? Well, I mean, what do you think weight-wise, approximately?
Well, the pack itself is 24 pounds, and then with the gear, the entire ensemble is probably somewhere between 60 to 70 pounds, depending on the size of the person. You know, my gear probably weighs more than somebody else's gear that's a little smaller, but 60 to 70 pounds is a good number.
Wow, that's almost a little person there, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little person there. Now, this is the annual Citizen Day, and where it's going to take place, and what are the hours of it, Caleb?
It's going to be at the LaGrange Mall, it'll be in the front parking lot. We'll have it set up, and we'll have it marked off where it's easily identifiable. We'll do it from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. on October 15th. October
the 15th. And this is a free event, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So we asked the citizens, come on out. Now, I know that once upon a time there was a mascot that the fire department had.
Sparky.
Sparky
will be there.
Okay, all right.
Sparky will make an appearance.
All right, very good. Okay. The obstacle course. What can the kids expect when they go through the obstacles? Will they be pulling hoses, or what's some of the things there?
They'll have a mannequin, a dummy to drag. They'll have obstacles to go over, obstacles to crawl through, serpentines to run around, and so there's a variety of different obstacles that they'll get to overcome in it. And then at the end of it, they'll actually grab a fire hose and flow a nozzle. Wow. And so they'll get to do that part too.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. And
yeah.
Probably exciting for a kid too, right? All right. So that's going to be October the 15th from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. out at the LaGrange Mall. Free to the public. Just come on out, bring your kids. Whether it be, you always want to do the fire truck ride. Right. Will be fire truck rides as well?
There will be fire truck rides, yeah. And the line will be just as long with adults as it is with kids.
Absolutely. You know, my thing is, I've always wanted to drive one of the trucks. And I was like, man, and I know that you probably have to have a CDL license to do such, but I've just always, that's been one of my goals, to drive a fire truck. But I know that the community will come out. Before we leave off too, Caleb, there's another event that's coming up that Jeremy on, talking about the National Night Out. You want to just mention that again, if you don't mind?
Right, National Night Out will be October 4th. A lot of public safety agencies will be involved. It's a really good thing for public safety to get to know the community again. You know, we want them to know that, you know, we're people just like they are, and you know, we might not always have interactions with them that are a great environment to get to know us as people, and so we like to use this and kind of teach them about what we do and help them with any questions that they may have, and it's just a really good event for involvement.
Yes, it is. You know, it's going to be National Night Out, October the 4th. October the 4th over on Buena Vista at the church that used to be the old theater.
Right.
So come on out. That's another free event that people can get involved in. And you talk about, you know, the relationships and the connection with the community, because so many times, and I know you can attest to this, like you say, when you guys are called out, it's in a traumatic ordeal, maybe a car accident or a house fire or some other thing. Cause a lot of the first responders are the first ones on the scene, because I noticed a lot of the firemen are EMT as well, certified as well.
Yes, sir.
So you guys go out there and you're there, and sometimes it can be a fatality. And I'm sure that impacts you guys, and to have the community come out, I'm sure that's pretty therapeutic for you all as well. So I just want to again say thank you for what you guys do. Caleb, you and the rest of the team there, don't want to start calling any names, I know I messed it up, but just say thank you for what you do in our communities.
Well, we really appreciate it.
All right. Well, Caleb, anytime you want to come back and share additional information about any event coming on from the training perspective, I'd be glad to have you on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being my guest today.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining City Week this week. My guests have been from the LaGrange Fire Department. I had on Lieutenant Caleb Harrison as he talked about the upcoming Citizen Day that will be taking place on October the 15th out at the LaGrange Mall from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. So come on out and enjoy the LaGrange Citizen Day and see what the fire department gets involved with. You might also get a chance to dress up. So ladies and gentlemen, bring out the kids for a day of fun at the LaGrange Mall, October the 15th from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed my interview. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.